Hello, I'm Ritis. And I want to ask you, have you ever noticed that sometimes even a very strong desire for something is not enough? It just doesn't get any results. It doesn't bring any change. Even though the wanting, the desire is strong and maybe even comes to the point of discomfort, to suffering a little for not getting it. So, in my work with clients over the years, I saw three common things that would happen when someone comes and says, oh, I wish for peace. I want to have peace. Or I so wish to forgive because it hurts me, but I can't. I just can't do it. Or I want for that change. I was wanting to change my weight or my habit for a year, for 2 years, but I fail and fail again, and I just don't know what to do. So the first thing I've noticed that the wanting itself, if it's just wanting, if it's just desiring, is passive. Let's take this simple imagined story. You wake up on the Saturday morning and you feel that you have this desire like, I so want some fresh bakery, buns, or some piece of cake or a croissant. It would be so nice. 2 hours have passed. You're still wanting it. The evening comes and you're like, I wanted for it and I never got it. And there's already disappointment and unhappiness and stuff, right? It was just passive. I just walk around and I want. Maybe I talk and I say to people like, I have this huge dream. I have this desire. I want it so much. But it was passive. And now the other way to spend the Saturday. You wake up in the morning, you're like, I want it so much. And then you decide to do something for it, or basically you commit to having it. Not just wanting fresh buns or a croissant, but to having it. So what you do then, because you're committed, you make a decision that might make you to act on it. So you dress up, you go out, you go to the nearest bakery, and it's closed. What? Do you say, that's it, I'm done? No, if you're committed, you're like, okay, next one. And you go to the next one, and you get it. So commitment and choice to go for it is just missing there. Or if we fail the first time, we lose the commitment to it. So that's the first point. The second thing that I observed, and it happens without sometimes even noticing it, is that we wish and we dream for past. We say that we are dreaming about something, that we are wishing a different life, wishing for a change. But if you look at it closely, you might notice that you might be wishing, if it's not working, for it to have already happened. A few days ago, I talked to one client, and when we came to this topic of goals and desires that he has, he was very disappointed. He was like, I had these things. I was on that trip of getting stuff and I was energized and I got some of them. I didn't get others. And I don't know. I don't believe anymore that I want to go and try to do things. It's too much. And then I told him that point, like, look, but Aren't you wanting for it to be different? And he was like, yeah, of course, I wanted so that this thing had happened. And it dawned on him, and he started saying that. He was like, oh my God, I am dreaming about the past. I say that I'm dreaming, that I have this dream, but I'm looking at the past. I wish that it happened a year ago, or 3 years ago, or 10 years ago. Or maybe you even wish that you had a different childhood. That never happened, actually. So then all of your energy, all of that desire just goes to the past. The direction is wrong. It doesn't go into the future. It doesn't bring any change. It just brings disappointment, hurt, pain, sadness, feeling of injustice. You might feel powerless. It might even bring you to the point of just there's no point, because these things did not happen and I wish for them to happen. So check your direction. If it's stuck, maybe the direction goes to the past. And also, the third thing that happens very, very often with the people who say they don't know what they want, or they feel like a bit confused, might feel scared of just even wanting for something, is that usually what we really notice is the negative things, is the things you don't like, Like, what do you like? Well, I might like this or that. It depends on my mood and stuff. What you don't like? Oh, I don't like when people do that, when this happens, when there's no peace, when people are angry, when I'm sad. I don't like it. So we know it so well that when I ask, so what do you want? People start immediately telling me, I'm so tired of that, and I want to not have it. It always comes in the negative. It's like, I don't want stress. I don't want conflict. I don't want disappointment. And then I listen. And at the right moment, I'm like, so are you telling me what you don't want? Because I asked you, what do you want? And this shift is sometimes quite hard. It's just such a habit. If we have been focusing ourselves on the things we want to reject, of the things we want to get rid of and push away from our life, and we were putting all our energy into fixing it, into not having it, then whenever someone asks you what you want, it just flips there and you're like, oh, I want this and this and this to be gone, to not have it. And yet, once again, your focus, your attention, your actions, then they're not going to the outcome, to the result that you want. They're just going in a direction with a belief of life, if I get rid of these things I don't like, I'll be happy. And yet what that creates is just more suffering, more pain, more separation, more feeling like I have no control, more feeling like I don't know what to do because I was trying to get rid of these things so hard. And yet still there's one left. Oh, there's another. Oh, there's another. And I can't have what I want because these nasty things are present. So what's the solution? It might sound too simple, and it is. As with a Saturday morning, the solution is the commitment and the choice. The choice and commitment always happens now. You cannot choose in the past, and you don't know what you will choose in the future. So the choice happens now, and what choice brings is different reaction. I choose to react differently to something. I choose to take a different action. I choose and I commit to trying a new approach, new thing. I commit to trying, to doing it until I succeed. It's so often that it's so easy actually to get disappointed because most of us were pushed to be perfect, to know 10 years ahead who you're going to be and all that. And then if it doesn't happen, it looks like it means something awful. What if it doesn't? And instead of trying to be perfect with your decision, like I decided, so I must never do anything else, no mistakes, no nothing. That's hard. And most often it might be even impossible. So please be gentle with yourself. When you commit to something, it's more in like, I commit and I choose this direction, and then I go and go and go, and then, oh, there's this shiny thing, and you drift. And you drift and you go back to maybe old behaviors, maybe old reactions, or just something that is not in the right direction for you. So you drift. But then when you realize, oh, I drifted, you commit again. You shift. You just change your direction and you go there again. And if you drift, you choose again. So that's the kind of commitment that we need, so that these desires that we've been carrying for a long time and they had no result, that we would go in that direction. In my own life, I had so many times, and even recently I realized that I had the desire for like 3 or 4 years. It didn't happen, right? 3 or 4 years. And I was like, wait, there's something wrong here. Oh, I'm not committed to like actively doing things. I'm just kind of postponing it and wishing and waiting for that day when, when there will be just like extra money, I'll do it. Extra time, I'll do it. Am I committed? No. So that's why it took 3 or 4 years. And in that moment, when we catch ourselves, when we realize that we were just passively wishing or looking at the past and wanting for it to have already happened, or maybe even focusing on the things we don't want, we have this choice. I am here now, and you know what? It interests me. I feel drawn to it, so I choose and commit to go there. So now investigate your own desires. Maybe you've been carrying things that were not happening. Check. Were you passive about it? Maybe you were wishing to the past. Maybe you were just looking to get rid of things instead of what you truly want. And recommit to it. Or just let it go. You are free to choose now and to have different reactions, actions, and results going forward. Have fun.